Elijah and Elisha were walking together, passing through places marked by years of prophetic ministry, when it became clear that this day would be unlike any other. Elijah knew his departure was near. Elisha also sensed that something extraordinary was about to happen, and he refused to leave Elijah's side. Even when Elijah suggested that Elisha stay behind, Elisha firmly declared that he would not abandon him. His loyalty was not momentary. It was built through years of learning, service, and obedience. As they continued their journey, the atmosphere was filled with expectation. When they reached the Jordan River, Elijah took his mantle, struck the water, and the river parted. The two crossed on dry ground, witnessing once again that God was guiding every step. There was no rush, only purpose. Each movement led them closer to a moment that would forever change their lives. After crossing the river, Elijah turned to Elisha and asked what he desired before Elijah was taken away. Elisha did not ask for wealth, status, or recognition. He asked for a double portion of Elijah's spirit. It was not ambition, but a longing to continue God's work with faithfulness and power. Elijah replied that the request was difficult, but it would be granted if Elisha remained attentive until the end. Suddenly, the ordinary scene was shattered by the extraordinary. A chariot of fire with horses of fire appeared, separating the two men. A powerful whirlwind lifted Elijah upward, carrying him into heaven before Elisha's eyes. There was no death, no farewell as men normally experience. Elijah was taken directly by God, entering his presence in a way unlike any other. Elisha watched until Elijah disappeared from sight. Overcome with emotion, he tore his garments in grief. He knew that a chapter had closed, but he also understood that a new one was beginning. On the ground lay Elijah's mantle. This was more than a piece of cloth. It represented authority, calling, and the continuation of the prophetic mission. Elisha picked up the mantle and returned to the Jordan River. Standing before the water, he struck it and called upon the God of Elijah. Once again, the waters parted. It became clear that God's power had not departed with Elijah. The same God was still present, working through the one he had prepared. This extraordinary event reveals how God honors those who remain faithful to the end. Elijah's life did not conclude in weakness or obscurity. God demonstrated his sovereignty over life and death and revealed that his purposes extend beyond earthly limits. The story also teaches that God's work does not stop when one servant departs. What God begins, he continues. The falling of the mantle was not loss, but transition. God had already prepared Elisha to carry forward the mission. Behind the scenes, this story reminds us that faithfulness produces legacy. Elisha received the mantle because he remained steadfast, attentive, and committed. He stayed when others might have left, and he watched when the moment mattered most. This passage continues to speak to those facing endings, transitions, and uncertainty. God remains in control even when seasons change. What feels like an ending is often the beginning of something new under his direction. God reveals himself through dramatic moments, like the chariot of fire, but also through quiet signs, like a mantle resting on the ground. He shows that his presence sustains his people and that his purposes never fail. And if this story spoke to you, stay here, follow the channel, and continue receiving messages that strengthen faith, renew hope, and point to the living presence of God.